Good evening and welcome to the KILI Storytelling Hour. My name is Brian Charging Cloud and I'm here with Tim. He will introduce himself later. And during the fall, September, school started, and with that, we will be up here every Wednesday again and tell you a story, the latest in education, and always the Lakota language. So again, I would like to welcome all of you. Chantewashte yu chiksi apelo, na ruptam pikile lila pilamaya apelo. Pilawiyapelo. Lichtatu kihan. Takuku imungalakon nakun woya kemaju blakingte. Ona nakun le Lakota pikile imkathan. Wash nakun le oaprik. Itan la uyupte jalakte. Lichtatu kihan le chankpeopi waya kihel insha. Le wakanja anglipi ki he woe chwa yo hapikte chia wota pina na kun skata pikte wachanke wana le oapchitik alaktona unisotapcha le troskawankte hekto han transhiwain ha gasna aglet khukchata sa troskay bringte oigelakte tweki na iglustanke ha takuku imungalakte na electonjeshne I would like to remember Charlie up in Martin. Charlie, if you're listening, have a good evening. And Tom from Pine Ridge, and Nick, if you're listening, and also my grandsons Braylon and Amos. Washtelo. Now I would like to thank my Trushka Hercules for opening the door for us. Hechatuelo, Pilawiyapelo, na KILI radio kinako, Pilawiyapelo.
How, Merke, Bad warm up Heta, Wahilo there. Shunka Tikaway Mata, Tim Little Dog, and Misa Wire Wash at Tamana. That's just the warm up Heptansna. Wahinasna ja, onsna takusna hoatge. Omisa, met Sasson tuktel yan kewe Chris Eaglehawk, tuktel na kaetje. Tanya kayo, kola, hakewunya ko, na pilame up.
Before we get into our discussion, I have some announcements. One announcement. Mondini District School is having an opening house for all the returning students. And there's some students still out there that will be coming back too. Sometimes they wait till the 1st of September. But you are welcome to come back. And all you parents out there, especially in Manderson, if you are listening, go down to the school. About 5:30, they're having a feed. There's going to be a movie later, drawings, and games. So get out there and have some fun and support your school children, and also the school, and also the community. You become stronger when you get involved. And also, I want to say good evening to all the schools, all you people who work for all the schools here on the reservation, and also in Rosebud, if you're listening. Welcome back to school. And right here we have, I was sitting here thinking, there's 2 brand new schools that were just built, and they have open houses, and that's Rocky Ford and Loneman. So enjoy your brand new school. And I was just talking to Toshka Hercules, and there will be a powwow this weekend. Wachipi, I would say Wachipi. Balok ekta chopok da kapel. Cha lehitagana wanale walahans negripi kape wachi chashan. Pet wanale an pet tu yamane cha. Chtale hang glibna chacha. Ta kuku lechon ganas le pet boja jamna chacha. Ahyak khona ta kuku gljaja. Ona hinika kabla utkekjakt. Ona ke pet zaptank chopkhakt. Ta KILI alila na okhashnya skamsale. Na loy chashta hananako. Hanesh alahan chanchakha gana pikyam chech. Which asnikyam chech. Lilesh onju makake. Tkek ke lila makhoposhke. Ta hokhnaku hogitam chech. Ta na hoasnikyakt. Na ke. Ta ya wana ptayetu nako. Kte ichana. It's going to be fall here in about maybe the 5th, 2 weeks. I have no fault. So one osnis nicht nako. So hanale hitaga na yoake kikchukte. Huyak khonish mahana hanana ko yoake kikchukte. Nagnas na ko wiglo glastang te chale hitaga. Mota khala nako. Letaku in letaku ni lila oya chata oya ke hoish le vojo bleblechash hoyash taku iwogala yanka. On the way up here we were talking about on the language. I told him that every day we work with children, and this is our 3rd week into the new school year, and already we think about ways to teach this language, Lakota language, and also at the school we work at, we lost some teachers, Lakota teachers. So we were talking about that. It seems like sometimes I think this is our 3rd year now, 2nd, and we started out with the Lakota language as our we really wanted to work with the children and really work on the language. And we had a lot of teachers. It seems like we had a lot of teachers. And now we lost some teachers. And it's like that. When you it seems like we start out with this language, and then there's always something. This is like a barrier, or what do you think about that? Why is it like that? Maybe it's because sometimes a lot of our Lakota language teachers are getting older now. And then maybe we don't have no replacements. Or maybe we don't have the money, because the cultural activities, the language part of it, sometimes that's the last thing on the what you're going to do in the schools. I wonder if that's it. Makal emim galekesh ake kulki gale.
May beloof zeggen en ata trokel igina contact gaat na io homini de wedstrijd moosbeking zei ze la kroeg la koog tjopa bij het zaakje hoor dan moosbekwaakt trogakel in een te hoog ijzer doorschrikken dat tikalakel iska het akkoord o esushita kesna trogak dokata trogakelna etrak papisa ake uskonkena doskahake nikilekesa doksa takulitsukuna wakazak epita doksa ake umuyong.
Yeah, we can always
we shall overcome.
We will not give up. We're going to keep going, and these are just obstacles. There's another word, barriers. So we will go around them. We will go over them, and in the end, we will be right there at the top again. And we will continue to work with this language. And I think all the schools are doing that. My cousin Robert and I went to a meeting here 2 weeks ago, and they were working. It's this Ocheti Shakoin. They came up with a AYP testing test for the Lakota language. And I think there's 9 schools in there. And you're one of the testers. You did it before, so you know how the test looked like.
Yeah.
And we were still working on that. We still need to do a lot of work on it. And sometimes in the end, maybe the questions are not good, or what we have is not really not there yet, as we continue to work on it and make it better. So there's things that are really working for the language out there. And then there's always we have young teachers, Lakota teachers, that are getting their working on their teaching skills too. And then we need Lakota speakers as teachers. And then there's always money. But this is election year, not just locally, but the president. I was listening to them last night, and everybody's talking about money. So maybe this is a time for the people that are in charge to begin to ask for more money for the language, for reading, for math, things that we really need for our Lakota students. So it's time to every year this country is like that. Every year, some years there's time to really plan. There's time to ask, and then we get the right people in there, and then you get some help. And then the other thing is, do not wait for nobody. Even if you don't ask. If you don't get it, just keep going. With whatever you have.
Taku wastel habata he ya money po is ya skampi as you through staff ki troksa hitans na kes na ta dos na troyuks na as Troiksta ikakis itsesni iksta iutakona. Troiksta tuar vaste haetena iha youthgevat ai. Dan komen die Chongata, we can't get stuck in the middle. Going in. Mrs. Takwe, tribal, it has a makihat ata. Was gonna Druska Mosca, Oichaki, Wasamika as La Oichu, she says. So Lisa, you voice hatching and governor. You've got it talking it.
That's ilska pers oitsusitanti. Lila na bichoch anki ha. Ganas na ata tua ilska ja ganas na jonali jukt. Jehant. Na es na lila skanktet. Zanake, na خش ليابي كله خش تهانتن كيها ليلا تان ويام نسنا وتوهانسنا توا ونغنوني تيس توا خابيين نايسنا كو غناسنا هوخش خش دكتور بيجي تهانتا هتكاشني يا هانتا نها نواجه لا واتشين تخانيا أوبي إيش مناش نهيج أكمل ويتشون كل هيج جاء نتأكمل ياك تا هيجنا دلا نواجه لا شنطت كنسيا واتشين تخانيا بريم كتشاك هيج le KILI storytelling our alkyle. Whenever we come up here, we always mention two words, and I'll mention those two words. Okay, the first one is commitment, and the second one is persevere. Okay. So first, that when it's the commitment early habsni hata was akingtish. When I can persevere alkele, nice watching thanka, nice was akapi, nice oteas hitchena yakt. Okay. When now ni chata was akingtish. It's going to be weak. Ganas, you might even quit. Especially when we work with the Lakota language. The language is you and I. Language is culture. How we live. It's a way of life. Ik brengt de. Ik eigenlijk niet eens naar de wij halen.
Het is ka. En tako. Het was de soms na. O tegen na tako o het soort hanta. Uitseke glavatas wat iets zetus avatons. Zo. Toen ik weer aan soms outside, uitzoeken kolen nu, toch zou ongelustond, dat doen ze al.
Toch gaat. Van le wat gaan ze dan? Le handle, toch le, zeg veel per waar je lil, hele tijd Overwash it chunkum. And then first graders. No, it's not second graders. Chalena trosh. This year we have a lesson for each week, and it's we we have sentences, thoughts, and it's all in Lakota. And then this lesson is all put on the whiteboard. Computer Promethean now. We put it into the Promethean. Every morning we put it on the whiteboard, and that creates interest for the children. We keep it there too. It's on that. It's just like putting it into it's a computer, and eventually, whatever we put in there could be like programmed to go out to other schools, and we can share. And I think that's our goal. One of our goals is so whatever we put in there is right. Something that we don't put lessons in there that we're not sure. It's something that we are sure it's right and interesting.
Yeah.
It creates interest, and it's for the children. So someday, all those lessons can be shared to other schools. It could be like he-dog, or it could be bullhead, or little eagle, or it could be even worldwide, because this computer goes worldwide. Like right now, you and I, this radio station goes all over the world. Today, it's like that technology. So today, we have to be technology oriented. So, and that really creates interest for like teachers too, the students, and that's. It creates interest. The words when it trumpikale they were kind of kile na wastilak. The yoga people. When I had na koi tima ungana lakas na loam with singing. That's all part of teaching. Everybody's doing this. All the other schools. We're now into that world, so we have to do that. We use it.
Serious business.
Little boy, we charge on Wogalake. To make a little Leo Hawk, it's up. Little Wahina Leblawa. Leo Hawk, it's up. Learning my Lakota language up. Lakota Wotha Warpi up. Posted July 16, 2006. And we'll share this so that sometimes we have thoughts like this. We'll read maybe just 2 paragraphs or 3. This guy, his name is Leo Hawk, and he grew up in his mother and father both speak Lakota language, but they didn't pass it on to him. Okay, and then he was raised with only one language. And he said, I cannot turn back the clock, but that doesn't mean I am helpless to improve my current situation. So maybe he's trying to learn. Several years ago, I was at a sweat lodge, he says. Although my parents didn't pass on the language to me, I was raised around the traditional Lakota. I started off my prayer in the way I was accustomed to. Togashila, Wakantanka, Wupila. Then he goes into the English language. And all of a sudden I was seized by a strong emotion. Here I was a Lakota, and I was praying in the language of the dominant society, a society which had nearly succeeded in killing off our language and spirituality. What I felt wasn't exactly shame, since I had come to terms with the fact that it wasn't my fault that I didn't speak the language. But on the other hand, I realized that at nearly 40 years of age, I was responsible for my own destiny. I also realized that if I do not take action at some point, I might find myself on my deathbed never having learned my language beyond a few dozen words. Period. 전례비 쳤다 해주면 쳤죠. 쳤다 코스 티와 해원지 le Lakota onpeas makhanza gdana Lakota wichak yakabs. Is Lakota on spechak yakabs. Hanta le gdana Lakota wo e tonalas lelekt. I thought I would share this and encourage learning your Lakota language. I decided that I was going to learn to speak my Lakota language, and I didn't mean that I wanted to the type of learning that involves taking one college class or skimming through one book, or learning to include a slightly larger percentage of Lakota into my English prayers. No, I wanted to go the whole 9 yards and become a fluent speaker, or at least as fluent as one can become when they start learning a language relatively late in life. Today I thought I would share that and encourage like some of our teachers are like there's a first grade teacher at where I work, and she's from here, but she graduated. She went to school in, I think, California. She's learning her language now. Someday, when she speaks that language, she will really, really help her people. She will be a very, I don't know, what's the word, useful, or very good to have someone like that speak the language. This evening we wanted to I'm not going to do these stories because we have to get back to the school, because we have some activities going on, and Tim and I are involved in that. So next Wednesday, if maybe I'll ask Tim to come back again, and we'll finish our stories. When I'm busy in English, so I wanted to say thanks to KILI Radio for this storytelling hour, and I want to thank all of you for listening. And if you are going back from work, drive slow, have a good evening, and Doksha Ake.
Miss, all your students from kindergarten to 12th and college students, I'll give you a pat on the back for all you've done. You've stepped forward, and I listened to a lot of people that never spoke Lakota before. Always come up to me and Wogalak of Churchna So, to each and every one of you that are doing this, OCS, Red Cloud, wherever you may be, like I said, it's never too late for anything. It's never too late to learn. And it's, like Brian said, with commitment. It's time to start right now. And we appreciate all that you do. To all your teachers who are doing the same thing as Brian is. And Brian is one heck of a good man that gives up a lot of his time for this. And I appreciate guys like him and those of you who are out there. And have a good evening. Piloi Apolo.